Alright, everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is obviously not my normal background. I'm actually downstairs in my basement right now because it is really late. It's like 2 a.m. and people upstairs are trying to sleep and I don't want to be too loud. So I decided to come down into the basement to film this video. But yeah, guys, this is going to be my entire 4K collection, every 4K I own. Now, it's not the biggest collection, however, I got some pretty sweet items, but again, it's not the biggest collection of 4Ks. Definitely not even close compared to my Blu-rays. But like I just said, I have some pretty cool stuff. This could be a longer video, so I'm gonna try to hurry up. But before we get started, if this is your first ever video on my channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It means the world to me. So now let's get started. So first up is American Psycho. Honestly, one of the greatest films ever made. One of my favorites. And this movie is honestly so quotable. Don't just stare at it, eat it.
Sabrina, don't just stare at it, eat it.
Next up on the list, we have Arrival. Yes, one of my favorite films in the past couple years. Really, really, really good sci-fi movie. And yeah, guys, I just love that movie. Oh. Kevin Spacey, why do you gotta be you? But Baby Driver, Kevin Spacey's last film, pretty much his last film. This movie is honestly great, though. Really do like this movie quite a bit. And then next up, one of the best films of last year, BlacKkKlansman. This didn't make my top 10, however, it is still a really good movie, and I just really enjoyed this, so definitely had to go pick that up on 4K. Next up is Blade Runner: The Final Cut, one of the best sci-fi films ever. It's that good. It is great. It's a masterpiece, and it's a classic. So, yep. Then Cabin in the Woods. Great horror movie. Just a fun twist on the horror movie. And yeah, I just love this movie. So there we go. Next up, we have Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk. Actually, I don't love this movie as much as his other films, but I love Christopher Nolan, so I definitely had to pick this up. And this is a very well done movie. However, just not the most entertaining movie in the world, but it looks beautiful in 4K. Next up, this is cool. This E.T. set, E.T. Phone Home. I mean, classic. Do love this movie. Steven Spielberg, gotta love it. And check out that cover. Just look at that. Really cool. Next up here is John Carpenter's Halloween. Arguably the greatest horror film ever made. One of the most influential films ever made. And Michael Myers. Next up is another horror movie, Hereditary. The best horror movie of last year. Really good movie. Loved it quite a bit. And Ari Aster, great director. I can't wait to see his new film coming out this year. But next up is the Jurassic Park 25th anniversary set, 4K. Comes with all of the films except for Fallen Kingdom, which, to be honest, don't really care about. Pretty cool set. And yes, I do enjoy these films. However, some aren't that great. So next up on the list is Kick-Ass. Really hilarious movie. I do really love this movie. One of the greater comic book films to come out. And yeah, just fun time. Next up, King Kong. Really good movie. Peter Jackson, great director, and I just love this movie. This also comes with the Ultimate Edition, which is insanely long, incredibly long, but it's still good. Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Do not own the first one on 4K, however, this is a very good movie. I do like this movie. I think it is super underrated. I know a lot of people did not like it, however, I did, so I bought it. Next up is actually a really good movie, no matter what people say about it. Mother. Yes, this movie gets a ton of hate, and I completely understand why. This is weird, it is insane, but I loved it, and to own it on 4K, wow. Looks weird. Next up, one of the best trilogies to come out ever. The Planet of the Apes trilogy on 4K. It comes with Rise, Dawn, and War. Great movies and great trilogy. Love all of these to death. Next up on the list is the Rainbow trilogy. on 4K. First Blood Part 2, and Rainbow 3. I love these covers, and great movies too. Classics, obviously, but these covers are super cool. Really do like those. Next up in my 4K collection is Ready Player One. This is a good movie. I really like this movie, and I don't understand why people don't like this movie. It is fun, it is entertaining, and yeah, I love it. Next up, Sicario and Sicario Day of the Soldado. Both really good films. However, the first one is way better. Still a very good film though, right here. Both good, but the first one is definitely way better. Next up, we have Split. Really do like this movie. However, I think Glass is the better movie. Yes, a lot of people do not like Glass. I think Glass is the better film in my opinion. But I do enjoy this movie, but I love Glass. It is super underrated, and I cannot wait for that movie to come out on 4K. Like I just said, this is definitely not the biggest collection out there. That's actually going to do it for all of my slipcovers. Now we are just on to the Steelbooks. However, I do got quite a bit of Steelbooks, so let's just get into it. And actually, before the Steelbooks, I have a one box set in 4K. And that'd be Solo, A Star Wars Story. This is the Target one, and it is a cool box set, and this is the 4K. So there we go. And first up is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Not as good as the first one, however, still a very fun movie. Next up, Thor Ragnarok, one of my favorite MCU films ever. Hilarious movie. Next up, I actually just bought this Captain America The First Avenger Steelbook on 4K. Really cool Steelbook and pretty good movie. Next up, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Not my favorite MCU film, but it's definitely not a bad MCU film and pretty cool Steelbook. On the back, it is Ant-Man, so pretty cool. Next up on the list is Black Panther. Yes, Wakanda Forever. Really cool Steelbook and great movie that is not overrated. This is truly a great MCU movie. Next up on the list is Spider-Man Homecoming, one of my favorite Steelbooks and a great Spider-Man movie. I really enjoyed this movie. And my last MCU 4K Steelbooks, the big boy, Avengers Infinity War. Yes, beautiful looking Steelbook. Just look at Thanos right there. Very powerful man. Really great movie too. This is truly a great movie, and yeah, beautiful Steelbook. Right, so next up we actually have Venom here. Not the best movie, but definitely pretty cool looking Steelbook, and it looks great in 4K. And then I just bought this the other day, the Spider-Man Legacy set. An amazing set. Comes with every Spider-Man movie, the Spider-Man trilogy and the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. Yeah, some good films in there and some bad films. However, beautiful set, cool Steelbooks, and all in 4K too, so that's definitely really cool. We are actually on the final stretch. Like I said, don't have that many 4Ks. However, again, got some pretty awesome ones. But let's just get this done with. Deadpool Steelbook, really great movie, and Deadpool 2, both on 4K Steelbooks, really cool looking Steelbooks, and I love both of these movies. However, the first one is definitely way better in my opinion. Next up, we have the Shape of Water 4K Steelbook, really good movie, the Best Picture winner 2 years ago. Great movie. Guillermo del Toro is a great director, and beautiful looking Steelbook that I had to buy. Next up on the list is, oh man, an amazing action movie, Mission Impossible Fallout. Just look at that Tom Cruise on the front cover. I had to buy this. And look at that back. An amazing action movie. One of the greatest action films. Next up is, speaking of great action movies, John Wick Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. This is both of the John Wick films. I cannot wait for John Wick Chapter 3 to come out later this year. Almost done here. Next up would be Pennywise, It. Yes, It Chapter 1. An amazing Steelbook. Pretty good movie. I do enjoy this movie quite a bit. And yeah, It Chapter 2 comes out this year. I cannot wait to see how that turns out. So hopefully it's good. Who knows? All right, now it is time for Michael Myers himself. Yes, Halloween 2018. This movie is a bit frustrating because this movie is a good movie, very good movie. However, there are some dumb things in this movie that I would have not put in at all. But however, still a really good movie and cool looking steelbook. Down to my final two steelbooks. And definitely saving one of the best for last. Blade Runner 2049. Masterpiece. Hands down, masterpiece. Wow, love this movie to death, and beautiful looking steelbook, and this movie is mind-blowing in 4K. Last, and it's not that good of a movie, Alien Covenant. Yeah, it's alright. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said multiple times, not the biggest collection, however, a pretty darn good collection, and I will continue to grow the collection. So if you want to keep up to date with the collection, hit that subscribe button, because trust me, I will keep you up to date on everything I buy. So hit that subscribe button. So let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed it as well. But as always, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video, and take care.